Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at the only 10-shot autoloader in the game. Yes, that is the 87 with the kind of bad gun. It is actually a very, very bad gun, but it's the only gun you should use on this tank because, you know, it's a bit of a meme. So the 87, yes, the 87, a tier 7 tank with the tier 5 gun has a 10-shot autoloader, and again, it's the only way you should play this tank because it does throw a few people off. Just shells coming at you, everyone's like, when you're shooting someone, they're like, what the hell is going on? Why this tank just never stops firing? So let's look at the tank itself. The tank itself is actually okay. If you use it with a tier 8 gun, it's not too bad. Of course, it's not great with the tier 5 gun, with the autoloader, but it is a lot more fun. And, you know, it's a game. You're supposed to have fun. So the only way you should be playing this is with this auto-loading gun. So the DPM, 2,308. In fact, let's look at the DPM compared to the big gun. Where is the DPM? Damage per minute is actually 2,900 DPM with the tier 8 gun, so it's actually good DPM for a tier 7 tank. But with this, obviously, you are going to lose quite a bit of DPM. So it has a magazine reload of 13.58 seconds and a shell reload of just 1 second, and of course it has 10 shells in each magazine. Now the penetration 115 on your AP, yeah, you're not getting through a lot. You're not, unless you're coming up against tier 6, you're not going to get through a lot with this gun. And the APCR is 189. Don't forget, this is already running it with the calibrated shells. You run it with the rammer, then yeah, it's, I mean, your DPM goes up a little bit, but your penetration is only 110 on your AP and 180 on your APCR. So 180 against tier 7s and tier 6s, yeah, you'll get through a bit. You will get through a bit, but you're only doing 80 damage per shot instead of the 90. So if you are able to get 90 and the AP into the enemy and you manage to pen all 10 shots, you're still doing decent. I mean, you're doing what, 900? You're doing 900 alpha per magazine, so that's still pretty good, damn good if you're able to. There's not going to be much opportunity for you to actually shoot all 10 shells, if I'm honest. It's very rare to pen every single shell that you shoot. Aim time, good, 2.4. Dispersion, yeah, 0.335. And it only has 5 degrees of gun depression. And of course, it is a very, very slow tank at just 20 kilometers per hour. So this tank, along with a few other tanks, is probably one, when you do a challenge stream, it's probably one that pops up every single time. Other than playing a stock T95 with HE only, or a stock T28 with HE only, this one is one of the tanks that just regularly come up when you are in a stream, especially when you do a challenge stream. But if you're able, I mean, this can be good. I mean, we're against tier 8 here, but if you're able to come up against the enemy like side on, and they're in the open, I mean, like this Yo here, he's just going to get battered, absolutely battered, and we are penning him because we have his side. We are penning him, and he doesn't last very long. Of course, when you have the opportunity, make sure that you go for that reload. The reload's not that long, if I'm honest, for 10 shells, but yeah, always try and go for tanks that you can go for. And again, frontally, you're not going to be able to pen an awful lot, especially if you do come up against tier 8s. I mean, side here, I am shooting sort of the gun of this Panther here, but frontally, the Panther is actually quite strong, especially against this tank. So yeah, again, we're always trying to come up against the, we're always trying to shoot the side, and as soon as we haven't got the side, I'm not going to go and chase these guys. I'm in an 87. I ain't going to chase these guys. We got 3 bases. I was hoping the Dracula would actually run to me, like at least come over this hill, and he does try to come over the hill, but he is going to get deleted very soon. Now, a lot of these guys now are over this side of the map, doesn't have much hit points, but if you are going to use this gun, do make sure that you run a lot of APCR. Honestly, you need a lot of APCR. I always run it around half each. Your armor on these tanks, I mean, the whole line is kind of the same, except for the tier 5. The tier 5 has a lot of armor. Everything else, I mean, they've got too many weak points, and this tank is no exception. It's got a lot of weak points, and you can just see here we're bullying this guy. We're absolutely bullying. Of course, the last couple of shots just went AWOL, and we're going to get to a stage where we've got. I mean, we're 2 TDs left, up against 3 mediums and a light tank, and the other tank destroyer, the Scorpion, is the other side of the map. So yeah, there's not going to be much I can do at this point except for just try and get as many shots out as I can, but as soon as I'm tracked, it is going to be game over. So yeah, you're not going to win too much in this tank. You're not going to pick up like thousands and thousands of damage in this tank, but also it's fun. It's fun, and that's the main thing of this game, isn't it? Like, you need to have a little bit of fun. And again, always, I mean, look at this. We're unable to pen this guy at all. Even with APCR, we can only shoot his turret, which means we have to fully aim in, and yeah, we're going to miss a few shots. And you can see now we've got 2 shots left. Missed that shot, we're going to bounce that shot. So that 10 shots what we've just had, we only managed to do 326 damage out of 900. So yeah, you're not going to pen much. And both of these games we actually come up against tier 8s, but of course, it is much better when you come up against tier 6s, because your AP will go through a lot of those tanks, and you're coming up against tanks with no armor. You're coming up against a lot of medium tanks, light tanks. So yeah, you will be able to get through a lot of things. But when you come up against things like Tiger 2s, yeah, don't even try to shoot a Tiger 2 with this thing. Like, don't even try. There is no point. You'll be wasting your shots, because you're not getting through anything with the Tiger 2. Even here, the T25-2, I'm struggling with AP, so I have to shoot APCR. But that guy didn't have a clue what was coming for him. He was just getting shot, and I wasn't spotted, and he had no idea where he was getting shot from, and it was constant. And that is what makes this tank fun. Those tanks that don't know, the people that don't know that you have 10 shells, literally don't have a clue. They're probably just looking at thinking, what the hell is this tank? I want this tank because it has so many shells. It's like constant. It is just constantly firing. Now, luckily for this Lerva, he actually turns around. And as you can see again, even with APCR, I cannot pen him at all. I need to wait for him to turn, and again, I'm not going to waste my shots in trying to pen him, but I've still managed to farm up 1100 damage. Again, you might get the odd game where you might have sort of 2k damage, but you're I'd be surprised if anyone got like a 3k damage, 3.5k damage with this gun. You'd be very lucky, and probably against tier 6s, if I'm honest, with both sets of teams doing hardly anything except for yourself. So it's now a 4 versus 4. I want to help my guy out around here, and of course there is a Pantera, and look, I mean, I can't pen him when he's side scraping. This is with AP. There goes the T25 AT, and now I could just focus on this Pantera. So yeah, he's just getting deleted. He's ignoring me, and we can just farm. Every 1.1 seconds we are tearing him apart. So just 1 tank left, or 2 tanks left, and it is this the Cheery and a heavy round there, which will be taken care of. But I am on a reload here. Now, of course, tanks against like the Cheery, yeah, we can pen him no problem whatsoever. So that game we still managed to farm up 1.7k damage. We bounced a little bit, but with this tank, with this gun, It's not about the damage. Don't worry about damage. Just drive it, have a bit of fun, and surprise the enemy, because they won't know what is coming their way when 10 shells come at them one shell every second, and it does sort of throw them off if they don't know the tank. So yeah, get playing it, guys. It is a fun tank to play with this gun. Without the gun, yeah, the top gun is a very good gun, but it's not fun to play. It really isn't fun. So get the 10-shot autoloader, get it out, get using it, and have a bit of fun. Hope you enjoyed the video. Guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye. With